Look, read the room, please. If you're gonna speak up for anybody, if you're gonna say anything about anybody, you need to say it for your niece or your sister, your cousin, your daughter that's being attacked. The one that looks like you. Cause it's bigger than basketball. Angel Reese deserves better. Hey, this message is for my fellas. Look, read the room, please. Please read the room. When it comes to...
By the way, shout out to Unbothered Minutes with Charles Forts. That's his YouTube. Let's continue.
This situation with the WNBA. Like, if you got something to say about her, I get it. But right now ain't the time to talk about how much you love her and how much she has gained. This ain't the time. Because there is a larger issue at hand. Your sister is being attacked. Your daughter is being attacked. Your cousin is being attacked. Like this ain't the time not to read the room. Read the room. There's a larger issue at play. That girl Angel Reese has been attacked for almost 3 years now. And the optics of you, LeBron James, or you, RG3, saying, LeBron saying, she, great game, da-da-da-da. This ain't the time for that. Watch the game and keep it moving. RG3, this ain't the time for you talking about Angel hating her. This ain't the time. Even though I don't believe it to be true. And even if it is, this ain't the time for that. Y'all need to be careful.
Even if it is, so it doesn't matter if it is or if it isn't. What?
About what y'all post, what y'all say, because there's a larger issue at hand. You need to read the room. If you putting out stuff about her and you not sticking up for your sister, your niece, your cousin, your daughter, you missing the mark.
This is what.
All right, man. So I found this on his YouTube. Again, his name is I'm subscribed. Unbothered Minutes with Charles Forts. Charles Forts. So here we go again, man. Race. Here we go again. Race. Just sprinkle race inside of a conversation that doesn't need it. And then now we're having a different conversation. Listen, we're talking about a foul from Caitlin Clark on Angel Reese. It was a hard foul so that she does not make the basket and that she shoots, right? So she can shoot her way to 2 points, right? This is a basketball play. This is a basketball play. Just yesterday I was playing basketball and I got fouled super hard on a layup and actually my knee hit the dude in the nuts. And then he had to sit down for like 10 minutes because he fouled me and he even said like, this was the last point. It was game point and I had to at least foul you so you didn't make the shot. Okay, cool. It literally just happened to me yesterday. Why are we talking about race? Because she looks like me and this and that. No, see, this is the problem. This is exactly why race conversations are going nowhere. You can't continue to just throw in a race card when it doesn't need to be because Caitlin Clark's a white player and Angel Reese is black. What does that have to do with the prices of eggs in China? What does it have to do with anything? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one is listening to you, lady. And then, you know what else it sparks? It sparks Ryan Clark's old silly, goofy self to then start talking about why RG3 has a white wife. What? These are Democrats that talk like this. Democrats love talking about this and just throwing this around, and it makes it an uncomfortable conversation because it has nothing to do with anything. It's a basketball play. Not to mention that Angel Reese's team got whooped. They got spanked. So what are we talking about here? Nothing. If it's the truth, let it be the truth. You heard what she just said in the beginning of this clip. She said, even if Caitlin Clark hates Angel Reese, it doesn't matter either way. It's all sports related. It's okay to not like somebody in the love of a sport, right? This is why we love Michael Jordan. This is why we love Kobe Bryant and players who went at each other when it came to basketball. Because as a fan, as a person who plays a sport, when you're on the opposite end, I am trying to win. I'm not trying to be your friend. And they're on a high level. As long as they can show that on the court and they leave it on the court, it's fine. They can have a rivalry. They can go back and forth. That is what the WNBA is creating. They are creating the rivalry of two great WNBA players that have brought visibility to people even watching this basketball. They don't normally watch women's basketball. The viewership is higher because of them. And I think her name is Aja Wilson. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. We are not talking about race. These are low-thinking black folks who want to bring up race in the conversation. And you wonder why people that are white and everybody else go, oh my God, here we go again. Here comes the grifters. Because you can't just throw these things in when it doesn't make any sense. I don't care if Angel Reese filed Caitlin Clark the way that Caitlin Clark did to her. I looked at this thing and I said, my first instinct when I first seen it was, oh, dang, yeah, that was a hard file. But I'm like, what are we talking about? What's the problem? And then the next day, I started hearing about black and white and this and that. I said, are you serious here? First of all, Angel Reese shows her hatred towards Caitlin Clark, at least in a basketball sense. She clearly has shown that when you watched her interviews. When she plays on the court and she does all this, that's all basketball theatrics. That's fine. But then again, I guess I'm wrong, right? I'll be called the Sambo, the Coon, and all this type of stuff because I'm talking about another black lady who I'm telling to basically be quiet because your point doesn't make any sense. And do you actually watch sports? Do you actually watch basketball? Or are you just reacting to a 3-second clip? And then are you reacting to the fact that people are talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark being black and white? Because I haven't followed them enough, but I know about the LSU days of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and I know about them. I've been following them, and I know that they've been pretty much the talk of women's basketball for the last couple years. Democrats. These are Democrats that bring up these talking points. And this is exactly why people don't listen to us already. Stop bringing up race when you don't have to. It's not necessary. And then you keep talking about the sky is falling. People are going to say, okay, anyways. And you want to keep talking about racism, 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 and people aren't listening. They're not going to listen to us. When a real racist act comes, people are going to say, okay, let's look into it now and let's see what they did. Well, whenever you're losing an argument, throw in race. Whenever you lose an argument, throw in race. This is what black folks do very, very well. And what happens when they do this, because I've seen it firsthand, I've seen it many a times. And they'll definitely do it towards someone who's like black or Hispanic or whatever. And it makes it uncomfortable for the other person to speak because they don't want to be called a racist. They don't want to be labeled a racist because they're misunderstood because that black person didn't understand what they were saying. And a lot of times black people bring that up so that they don't actually get to hear you out and so that you feel their pain and this and that. And this is not one of those situations. These are two NBA players who get paid to do this. Our thinking is so low level, man. Let me know your guys' opinions of this video and how you feel about Angel Reese and how you feel about my take. And I'm prepared for the black slander that I normally get. And the reason why I get black slander, and let me say this before I end this video off, is because I hold black people to a very high standard, right? Because I've seen a lot of black folks that have done some great things. And so when I start seeing this low level thinking, I just keep it real. We need to get away from this mindset, right? We are in 2025 and this world is more diverse than it's ever been before. I say it all the time. You got black people having kids with white people and everything else. Like we've already had a black president. Like we are moving forward, right? So when I start hearing people have conversations like this, I then just say, y'all need to stop because you look and sound dumb. Is racism out there? Racism is out there, but racism is not stopping us to the point of being successful. It's only in your mind. Okay? I'm off this thing. Like I say, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. We'll see y'all at work.